Our airmen can be under a lot of stress. Today, I would tell you that, I try to make sure that I balance the resources and other things that are required in order to operate safely and reliably as a part of the Air Force. That balance has to be driven by the airmen. The commanders and the supervisors have to make sure that they are able to do that balance in their lives. I find tremendous value in debriefing things because that's where you're going to gather up the lessons learned. And the unknowns that happen will be discovered at that point. How the leader in that debrief runs it's just key. They have to be able to allow everybody an opportunity to give their perspective and share what they got out of the experience. And I think a lot of people understand that the value of it and the importance of safety programs and reducing stress. You can't wait around for the problem or the accident in order to go back and fix it. That's too late. Sometimes we have to take a stand down day or something else to reinforce that position. But a lot of people, in their efforts to be so good at the task that they've been given, they'll be moving out ahead of everybody else, not realizing that there are some that aren't keeping up with that pace, or they haven't retained that message, or they are having personal issues that are going to conflict with the operational tasking at that time. There's concern that maybe there's too much stress on the force, and I'm very sensitive to that. These airmen, when they put this uniform on, it becomes not the part-time job, and it certainly isn't even the second job, it becomes the first job. And I have to reach into the wings, down into the squadrons to get that information. But I count on the people who are the leaders out there, from the adjutants generals down to the squadron commanders, first sergeants, command chiefs, others, to tell me where is it that we're starting to stress the force. All of those things are just key to run an organization that we run. If we didn't do all of that, the rest of it would just be irrelevant. An old friend of mine who was a drill status guardman throughout his entire career told me if he could keep his family, his employer, and the National Guard all equally ticked off at the same time, he's probably got it about right. I think my message to leadership is you have to be proactive in this. Safety isn't one of those things you just add in later on. It's something that you have to look at ahead of time, much like diversity. You need to put it in early. You can't put that on later. It's something that has to be brought in proactively to the organizations. When you're on duty, I think you really have to remember one thing. That is, there is nothing that we do in peacetime that should compromise your life or the lives of the people who work with you when you're doing something. Never. When we're off duty, the thing that I want people to remember is we're always just split seconds away from something tragic happening. And you have to stay focused on that idea that it's an unsafe world and people are out there who make it unsafe for you. And there's situations you could be placed in where nobody's looking out for you at that time. So recognize that when you're off duty. When it comes to personal accountability, I think one of the things I'd like to emphasize is, as a commander and a supervisor, is don't walk past anything. You often hear those terms of if you see something wrong, you need to do something about it or say something about it.